You've tuned in to the Top 10 Garden Show with garden expert Ken Lane. Join the conversation daily as he answers timely garden questions. Email Ken a question directly from your phone to his desktop through the web at watersgardencenter.com. That's Waters with 2 T's, gardencenter.com. Or visit face-to-face throughout the week where he can be found at Waters Garden Center in Prescott. Now welcome your host, Ken Lane.
I had mentioned I put in a row of Arizona Cypress in the last couple of weeks. So I'm planting. So they just look good. In fact, I put in icy blue Arizona Cypress. It's a variation of an Arizona Cypress, the traditional one. We have both of the gardens, and we've got 3 or 4 varieties, but there's not just one, there's several. This is a new variety that is bluer, silvery blue. It's very pretty. Oh my gosh. It still grows the same height. 20, 25 foot tall by 12 foot wide. So it's a big screening plant. I want to screen between 2 properties. And so planted 3 of these, 15-gallon size, and they are happy. I planted them just before this storm hit, and they're out there just happy as could be. They're fine with that. They'll take the cold, no problem. They'll actually send off some roots, but it's okay to plant those. As you're looking at them, they're kind of like spruce trees. There's Colorado spruce, which is the spruce tree that grows wild here throughout northern Arizona. We're famous for those, and our fir trees. So we've got a lot of evergreens, and our ponderosa pines and our pinyon pines. We're famous for our evergreens. But Arizona cypress is also one of us. But like a Colorado spruce, there's different models. It's such a good, strong plant throughout the country that they're developing new varieties because it's gaining some interest. And so they'll have some that are a little shorter. They've got some that are gold, some that are really blue. You got your traditional, more of a blue-green kind of native looking. It almost looks like a juniper tree, like a native juniper. Looks like that. They're all going to grow, I would say, one of the fastest growing of the evergreens. So I'd say that one and Deodar cedar, those are probably the 2 fastest growing. If you want a thick screen, like by the end of the year, that's the one. And so it just doubles down. So actually what really happens, kind of cypress and junipers are sort of similar this way. The first year, they don't grow that much. I mean, a little bit, you go, oh, that's happy. It looks like it's taking, that's good. But it doesn't really have a lot of top growth. It's actually growing underground. It's got to put its roots out first. Then that following season after you plant it, it just quadruples. It just goes woof, grows really, really fast. I mean, it's like, wow, where did this plant just come from? But they need to root first, then they have their top growth. So junipers and cypress are both sort of like that. Actually, all plants are sort of like that, but some just, they're such strong growers. Autumn blaze maples, you got poplars, the quaking aspens. They just grow fast. They grow so fast all the time. But you'll notice that second season, they grow more than they did the first season. So, but particularly noticeable for evergreens. Arizona cypress, it is actually a companion plant of January. So it's one that we feature. We partner that with another good-looking plant in January with Austrian pine. So Arizona cypress, kind of a blue color. Pine trees are traditionally very green. So this is Austrian pine's a long needle pine. It looks like a ponderosa, but it holds its foliage right down to the ground. So it's much more shapely, much prettier landscape plant. And it doesn't get as big. So ponderosa gets 100 foot tall. I mean, it's just, this goes to the moon. Austrian pine gets down to about 30, 35. That's about where they tend to max out, about 10, 12 foot wide, just nice foliage right down to the ground, central trunk, branches coming off. It's everything you want to see in a nice, good looking pine tree. We partner that with mint julep junipers. Now, juniper, hold on with me. So I know some of you are going, oh, junipers, I would never plant one of those. I have allergies. Not this one. It's a female. It doesn't have the pollen that a lot of the native junipers have, but it's just as hardy. Gets up about head high, head wide. It just kind of has this nice shapely 5-6 foot kind of step down size. It looks good year round. Partner that with red clusterberry cotoneaster. This is another evergreen. So cotoneaster, again, it's related to the native cotoneaster that grows here. So it's very hardy. Gets up easily, well above head high. So maybe 10 by 10 by 10, kind of a big hedge plant. But it's got blue to purple foliage right now, green to blue foliage in the growing season, but has white flowers in spring, red berries right now. It's got a lot going on for it. And it's evergreen. Companion plant with all these guys are companion. They look good together. The last one is boxwood. You folks from the East Coast, you made boxwood famous. It's the #1 selling plant in the country, boxwood. There's a lot of varieties. I kind of featured out winter gem boxwood. I think it just has a prettier green to it that matches all these others. So for companion plants, those are the ones you want to plant in January because they just always make your January landscape outshine the rest. So that's Arizona Cypress, Austrian Pine, mint julep, juniper, red clusterberry cotoneaster, and winter gem boxwoods. But Arizona Cypress, I planted several of those just because I need to screen something out and I want it to go fast. They just look good together. So, okay, back with Lisa Waterslane in with her garden segment right after this.
Hi, Lisa with the plants of the week and our Austrian pine.
We have instantaneous trees just in and ready for planting.
This pine has the same long needles as our ponderosa pine without all the problems, and these trees are really big and bold.
This is the fastest growing of the pines, and lots of sizes to choose from.
Waters Garden Center, 1815 Iron Springs Road in Prescott. For people who love big, bold pines, they love to shop.
The Top 10 Gardener, your source for timely garden advice, seasonally correct for the garden. Guaranteed to make a difference in your yard this season.